Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. For more than 3 weeks, the Indianapolis Colts have called Westfield's Grand Park home for the team's training camp. It has attracted tens of thousands of fans, provided an economic boost as well for one of the state's fastest growing cities. Westfield has become a sports destination around the country, with Grand Park attracting some 2.5 million visits annually. It's also been a catalyst for additional development, like the $35 million Grand Junction Plaza, which could transform downtown Westfield and attract additional visitors. And I'm pleased to welcome back to the show Westfield Mayor Andy Cook with details on a city that's really in a state of change. Mayor, welcome to the program.
Well, it has been. Good to be back. Thank you for having us.
All right, I want to talk about Grand Park and
Sure.
the impact, but the Colts are just wrapping up, have just wrapped up training camp there, the first year of a 10-year deal. What is that? What has that meant?
Well, you know, that is one of the projects, one of the, I guess, happenings that we hadn't even considered when we dreamed of Grand Park, and several things like that have happened. We've been very fortunate. You know, Grand Park was created, one, to develop a commercial tax base in the area of hospitality, and further to develop the business of sports. And thirdly, we intended it to become the national destination for family travel sports. And as you mentioned, it's now renowned throughout the United States.
Not everybody, you know, 5+ years ago, not everybody was on board with the idea, right? There was some opposition.
No, there was a lot of opposition. You know, Mayor, what in the world are you doing? You know, I don't know how many times I heard, if you build it, they will come, you know, and right. They did, though.
Yeah. Well, as you look at the impact that Grand Park has had, it's become this destination. The Pacers, Indiana Pacers, have a facility there as well. That entity continues to grow, and it's part of this bigger strategy. I mentioned Grand Junction, the downtown redevelopment that's in the works. Talk about this transformation that's happening in Westfield.
Yes, and that's a great word. The transformation, you know, it really began, we've been there about 12 years now, but about 10 years we began to develop this, and it started with, you know, Grand Park dream that we need to develop an industry, first of all. And of course, secondly, you know, the world of a mayor has completely changed over the last 10 or 12 years, where our job now is to create a place where people want to be. And it's very difficult in this flat topography and lack of natural resources. So we have to be very creative. And so what we've been able to do with Grand Park, and now with the transformation of the downtown into a destination, unlike some of our neighbors, it's very eclectic, reusing old buildings around a $35 million, very, very unique downtown destination. Placemaking.
And placemaking, a big part of that is keeping talent, but also attracting talent to the community.
We have to.
Business development, Bastion, a Toyota subsidiary, I believe,
yes,
announced plans for an expansion there. Talk about business development and how that plays into this whole need for talent.
Well, really, and that is, again, utilizing our assets. We're very centrally located. We're right on the US 31 corridor. We have some shovel-ready, some 300-400 acre ready in North Point development, where Bastion Toyota just opened up this within the past year. And we are looking for the advanced manufacturing kind of businesses, because we can attract the engineering, the designers, and to the north we have a great blue-collar workforce. So it works out very, very well.
What's next, and how do you manage the growth? Because it's the things we talked about. It's residential as well, Chatham Hills, and a number of other places as well. How do you manage that growth?
Very carefully. You know, we do have a lot of demand for residents to come in, and we really look to balance our housing. We need a good variety of housing. Obviously, with Bridgewater and Chatham Hills, we're probably the smallest city in America with 2 Pete Dye type resorts. But we have to balance that with the kind of corporations that we can also be bringing in. In fact, we're getting ready to accompany the governor here in a couple weeks to Japan in business development. Again, building on, we have the Toyota facility there, and we'll be visiting with the Toyota people in a couple weeks.
Searching out business around the globe. Mayor Andy Cook from the city of Westfield, again, a city really that is changing and in transformation dramatically. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.